Alright, what up y'all? Today we're going to be talking about the things that you shouldn't do once you join the military. Go to leave a like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. The first thing I want to say that you shouldn't do when you join the military is bring your car to A school. Now, a lot of people have vehicles depending on where you're from. Maybe you're from like New York or something, you don't have a vehicle, but you know, I was from Texas and I had a vehicle, and at my A school they allowed vehicles, and so I transported my vehicle to A school, which was on the East Coast in Baltimore, Maryland, right? And then I moved all the way to the West Coast when I got my permanent duty station in San Diego. And my car was so old that I couldn't just drive it across the country like that. So if you guys are trying to learn from my mistakes, do not bring your vehicle to A school. Just wait till you get to your permanent duty station, have your family take care of it, then transport it to yourself whenever you get to your permanent duty station. You know, the worst comes to worst, you just don't have a car for a couple months, right? Next thing I want to say is don't fall back into old habits that are negative once you get out of boot camp and you get more freedom, right? I've seen a lot of people in the military, man. They go to boot camp and they do this big thing. They're trying to change their life for the better, Then they get to A school or they get to their permanent duty station. They get to their first ship and they start to fall back into negative habits. They stop working out. They stop eating, good food. They start drinking on the weekends, and then they just end up being miserable. And one thing I want you guys to know is, like, the military is not all sunshine and rainbows. It's a hard job. I think it's rewarding, and I think that it's worth it, just depending on how much value you assign to what you do. But I think if you're going in there and you fall back into old habits, your time in the military is going to be a lot worse off, and then you're a lot more likely to get in trouble. So I would just, whenever you get out, just stay disciplined, eat at the chow hall, eat good food. Don't start drinking and partying and doing all this stuff because, say something crazy happens, then you get kicked out of the military. You just did all this work for nothing. Next thing I would say is don't take on any major expenses. Don't come out of A school or boot camp and go buy, a car with a payment of $500 a month or like $500 every 2 weeks. There's a lot of car places that are going to scam you, especially if you go to like car dealerships around base. A lot of these guys prey on service members, and as fucked up as that is, it's just one of the things that happens. A lot of people like to go and they spend their bonus on a deposit for a car that they can't afford. Then their entire check ends up going to a car, and it's a depreciating asset, so they can't even make that money back when they sell the car. So I would just say don't take on any major expenses. Save your money and save your bonus wisely so you can kind of hold on to that money, in case anything happens. Maybe you want to go fly home or something, use it for that. Don't just, gamble. A lot of people gamble in the military too, and then they sit there and they wonder why they broke. They spend the whole check before they get to the next paycheck, so just be aware of the pitfalls and how a lot of businesses are going to try to take advantage of service members because they know that we're stable, and they're like, oh, you're in the military, like you can afford this, like, no, bro, try to keep your expenses low, because the military is a great 3, 4, 5, 6 years, 20 years where you can save your money and really build up something, build up your credit, build up a bunch of different things that are going to help you out in the future once you're out of the military. So you just got to be smart. Next thing I would say is don't surround yourself by negative people in the military. I've seen a lot of this happen too. People get to A school and they start hanging out with people who are really negative, don't like the military, and then they're sitting there saying fuck the Navy, fuck the Air Force, fuck the Army, and then they want to get out, but they can't just get out. Like, the military is not a job where you can just quit, so the people that you surround yourself are going to help you create your reality. And if you surround yourself by people, misery loves company, people who are just going around and just being like, oh, I hate the military, your time's only going to be miserable because you can't just quit. You can start a process to maybe try to get out early, but even then that takes about a year. So to make the best out of your time, surround yourself by people who are going to uplift you and inspire you and push you to do better things, motivate you, help you, but not, hold you back. And a lot of people get held back by hanging out with, they're called shitbags, by hanging out with shitbags, and then they become a shitbag, and then, these people will get kicked out of the military or get bad evals, and then they wonder, like, why this happened. Because you're not surrounding yourself with winners, you're surrounding yourself with losers. And my last thing that I want to say that you shouldn't do whenever you join the military is marry somebody just for BAH or get married to the wrong person. This is a big thing that happens across all branches, Navy, Air Force, Marines, everything like that. A lot of junior Marines will get out of the military, and I'm in the Navy, but I've seen it with Marines, I've seen it with Navy guys. You know, they'll go to these clubs in base cities and they'll marry like a stripper or something, and you know, they end up getting more money, but then they get cheated on, they get like somebody that they don't love, you know. And a lot of these people are just getting married for money, and they can commit, you know, BAH fraud. They can get in trouble through their commands, through their branch of service. And so it's just a pitfall where, you know, I strongly wouldn't advise doing it. Now, people are gonna get in and be like, yo, you should just get married to get BAH because it's more money. I personally don't believe in that. I just think it's kind of stupid to tie yourself to somebody legally. If you're just staying in, you know, for one contract, just use this as a stepping stone, or use this as a start to your career. You don't have to just get married to somebody so you could get more money in the short term. You have to be able to think long term, you know what I mean? When you're thinking long term, it's like, okay, you might get more money now, but if you say you only stay in for 4 years, you're still married to this person, then you got to go through this whole divorce process and do all this stuff, hire lawyers, pay court costs. I don't even know. I just want to say, you know, stay away, you know, from committing BAH fraud, getting married early, or getting married to the wrong people, and also just dating the wrong people. Don't date people who are gonna, you know, take advantage of you because you're a service member, because that happens, man. People see, you know, these guys in the military, and they have all these benefits, and they want to just use you just because you have benefits or you're in the military. Like, you got to be smart, man. So just stick around good people, you know. Trust the process. Don't just get married just to get married, and you'll be all right. If you guys feel like I left any tips out, anything that you shouldn't do once you join the military, you know, my veterans, I know they watch these videos, man, and I genuinely appreciate each and every single viewer, each and every single subscriber, commenter, people who like it. Leave a like and subscribe on the video if you haven't already. But if you feel like I left anything out that you shouldn't do once you join the military, comment it down below. You know, the best comments, you know, like that shit up, man. Let's build a community, you know. Let's help out these young service members and create, you know, a community around, you know, positivity and, you know, just bettering the lives of people in the military and people who want to join the military. Let's get them the right information. So I appreciate you guys, man. I hope you have a blessed day. Peace.